AOA podcast back for another episode Wednesday. Hello to everybody. You can't see her, but you can hear her. We all love her. Cuddles is here.
Hello, I'm here.
And here to discuss Steve Martin's book being banned. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Porn mom almost got elected.
Oh, God.
And the SAG after strike about to be settled. Breaking news all on this episode. J Sabs is off seeing Pete Davidson, which is why.
I'll say a prayer for her.
Yeah, which is why she's not here. And Frank is not here because he is off avoiding Pete Davidson. He didn't want to accidentally stumble in on him.
So who goes to see him? Ugh.
I think J Sabs is going to be incredibly disappointed in Pete Davidson's stand-up, but we'll see. I think we'll get a full review from her either tomorrow or on Friday's episode. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Cuddles, Steve Martin's book has been banned in Florida.
Florida?
Yes, because Florida is banning books like crazy, to save the children.
Okay.
And there's no bigger threat to the youth of our country than Steve Martin.
Oh, okay. I like Steve Martin.
Yeah, but if we don't stop him now, our children, who knows, could be playing banjo 5 years from now, and we can't have that.
I don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like they could be playing banjo, they could be doing wild and crazy things, murdering people in old buildings only. I mean, there's no if we don't stop him now, this could really spiral out of control. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Next thing you know, we're marrying gay frogs. And we're riding on horses with Martin Short and the other racist guy. What's his name? Griswold.
Chevy Chase.
Thank you. Chevy Chase. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we don't stop this now, who knows where we'll be? Let's say a happy birthday to Aussie Annie.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations, Aussie, on another trip around the sun. This is a big deal. Now, I don't know how this works, but I'm pretty sure her birthday was yesterday because she's in Australia. So I'm not sure if her birthday's is this when?
We're behind. She's probably she's already into Thursday, right?
I don't know. I don't know if her birthday passed, or we missed it, or it's tomorrow, or it's happening now, which is yesterday, tomorrow on the other side of I'm not sure.
Was it the 8th or is it the 9th?
That's a good question.
Let's ask her.
What is it right now where we are?
It's the 8th, you idiot.
Not to people that are watching on the replay. What up, replay crew? Love you.
Okay. Sure.
Onion has clarified this for us. She is in Tomorrowland.
She is.
That's helpful. That's helpful. Little known fact, best pretzel in Tomorrowland. The best Mickey pretzels. They're right there in Tomorrowland.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's a big thing for everybody. Now we asked Aussie Annie when her birthday was, and I think it's taking about 45 minutes for that message to reach Australia. So we'll see how long it takes. Now, Renee seems to think it's morning for her and she's a day ahead. Well, now I'm really...
Yeah, isn't it like the morning in Australia? Aren't they like far ahead of us?
I have no idea. And I used to work for British Airways. That was confusing enough. Because they'd be like, if we leave now, when are we going to hit England? I'm like, I don't know. Let's just be happy we can fly over the Atlantic. You know what I'm saying?
So because you worked for what airline again?
British Airways.
That makes you a fucking expert?
It does. It makes me a world traveler.
Oh, yeah. Real worldly you are.
I was on the Concorde, I'll have you know. It was on the ground, but I was still on it.
Oh, okay.
And my first day at British Airways, they took us for a tour, and the Concorde was still flying back then before it was grounded. So they brought us on the Concorde, and they literally, like, we walked onto the plane. They were really like, okay, don't touch anything, enough. Get off. Like, it was like,
yeah,
lowly baggage people jumping onto the Concorde. Ossiani says it is the 8th.
Oh, so it is today, our like where we are now.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Why didn't
unless she's like JSABs, where it's 15 days out of the month of November. I don't know. We still haven't stopped celebrating JSAB's birthday. In fact, she's going to Pete Davidson. That was a birthday present. The whole thing is out of control.
All year round.
The whole thing's out of control. I know. We get one day
so
off.
What's so bad about his book? Steve Martin's book.
Okay, so Steve Martin, he's written several books, but one novella he wrote is called Oval, and it is. No, I'm just kidding. And it was actually turned into a movie, which he played one of the characters opposite the lovely and talented Claire Danes. The story is about a clerk who falls in love with an older man. You kind of got to respect a person who gets to a point in their career where they're like, I kind of want to make out with a younger chick. Let me write a book that'll eventually be turned into a script and a movie where I'll get to do just that.
Yeah. He just wanted to make out with Claire Danes.
Like if I was an actor and I was like, honey, I'm writing a script where a young clerk falls in love with me, you would not let that come out of development. You wouldn't even let that get to script.
You're already in trouble with me. So it is in your best interest to just keep going.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Miss Martin. Is he married, Steve Martin? He is, right?
Probably.
Is his wife still alive? I don't know. I don't remember. But if one more person sends me the video where Martin Short, you see the video where Martin Short's on the Today Show and Hoda or
no,
Kathy Lee Gifford goes, tell me about your wife, and his wife had just died. Do you remember that?
Oh God, no.
That's like one of those videos that's just like forever around.
That's cringeworthy.
Yeah. Anyway, so he wrote this book, and because it has to do with feelings and gender and whatever, down in Collier County, who earlier this year passed a bill permitting schools to restrict classroom materials about gender and sexuality. It is being banned in the entire county school public libraries.
Okay.
Yeah. I will say Steve Martin's reaction to this is the funniest reaction I've seen so far, which is, I'm glad my book was banned down in Collier County, Florida. Now people who want to read it will have to buy a copy. Slick move.
Mm-hmm.
Slick move from Steve Martin. Has not lost his sense of humor, that young man. Who has been old, by the way, for the past 40 years. Have you noticed that?
Yes. But he doesn't look like he's like aging, but he was just old to begin with.
Yeah. He pulled a move that I never saw coming. He went from a gray-haired gentleman to a white-haired gentleman.
But we can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
He still looks the same.
Yeah, because he had gray hair. You're like, what's this guy going to look like when he gets older? And he just lost the gray a little bit, and he still basically looks exactly the same, to your point.
Yeah, he does.
It's just beyond me. Father of the Bride was what, 90 whatever?
92, 93?
All right, let's call it 93. So it's 30 years old.
And he was great at, holy shit, how old is he?
Yeah, and he was great then. He was the father of the bride then. He should be a great-great-grandfather of the bride at this point.
Yeah.
I think he was gray when he was like 27.
Well, some guys look really good gray. You're holding your own with it.
I appreciate it. You didn't even have to give him the full compliment. I knew you were throwing a little love my way. Do you know how old he is?
75.
78 years old. Pretty good guess.
Not bad. I'm good.
Yeah. Pretty good guess. 78 years old. By the way, married Annie Stringfeld in 2007.
Okay.
Prior to that, he was married to Victoria Tennant from 1986 to 1994.
Okay. I like him. Him and Martin Short together make me laugh.
Oh my God, the best, right?
Yeah. That's comedy, not the idiot that she's going to see tonight.
Pete Davidson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Embarrassing.
he annoys me. He needs a bath.
You look at Steve Martin's like track record. He has an insane amount of just incredible shit.
Yeah.
Let me read a couple of these. Father of the Bride Part 2, The Jerk, Cheaper by the Dozen, Three Amigos.
Oh God, I love that movie.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Parenthood. How great is Parenthood?
Best. I love that movie.
I still won't turn that movie off if it comes on.
Yep.
Roxanne.
Oh.
With the nose. Great one. It's Complicated.
Hitting
his
love that movie. I love that movie.
Right? We don't turn that movie. We don't turn that movie off if it comes on.
That is so good.
Bowfinger. That was the one with Eddie Murphy, if you remember. It was pretty good. I didn't realize this. The animated classic. This is big in our house. Home. Our kids love Home.
Really?
Yeah, he's in that. Okay. Maybe one of my faves. I don't know. My Blue Heaven.
Oh my God. How did we forget about that?
I believe in over tipping. That's my favorite line in that whole movie. Here's one that doesn't get talked about a lot. Leap of Faith. Remember when he plays the preacher?
Oh, yes. That's
a classic. Sergeant Bilko was like a quick one, but that was a good one. Mixed Nuts, I love. Jesus, there's just so many.
I know. He's talented.
He was in Tangled. He was in the Muppet movie.
What is he in Home?
I don't know. He's one of the voices, I guess.
Is he the voice of the guy?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and see. I don't really remember.
Our kids love that movie.
I know.
Love it. And the soundtrack. They love it. Because Rihanna does a lot of songs on that.
Does she?
Yeah, she sings, you know that song that they're always asking to listen to? She did a lot of the songs on that, and they love it.
Listen to this. Father of the Bride Part 3-ish. Released in 2020, an American romantic comedy short film presented in the form of a screen life storytelling, written and directed by Nancy Meyer. The movie serves as a legacy sequel, which takes place chronologically after the events of Father of the Bride Part 2. I've never seen this. Have you seen this?
No.
Never even heard of this. Apparently Steve Martin's in it. I don't want to read. Oh, this is a COVID production, wasn't it?
Aww.
We really did a lot of stupid things back then, didn't we?
And we still continue to do them, so that's the sad part.
Yeah, we do. Porn mom almost elected. Okay, do you remember the porn mom or the wife who was a nurse practitioner or something, and she's running for the House of Delegates in the Commonwealth of Virginia? And they found out that she was doing like porn videos on that Chatterbait site with her husband.
Okay.
Where it was like, you pay money to and you get to tell them what to do.
Okay, yes, I remember this. I was on this one. We also did Bobart that day, didn't we?
I think we might have. Yeah, I think that might have been.
Okay, yeah.
Gropegate with Bobart.
Yeah.
You were very passionate about the woman shaming in this particular instance, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Because she had claimed that like this was like these were like private streams. And that her opponents were like leaking this out, which is illegal. I believe that's illegal. Like if somebody does, well, actually, I don't know how it works. This has to do with, believe it or not, Hulk Hogan and Gawker. Like if there's a tape out there, if you have a porn tape and you don't sign a release form and somebody releases it, that is a crime.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yes, because I think she was doing it with like her husband. Like that was kind of like maybe their kink. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. So why?
Yeah, I think the technicality in the fight was if you're streaming it, even if it's like a private stream to just members only, you still can't like re-release. Like the fact that they took it and shared it was the illegal part. but maybe
Yeah.
they said that it wasn't because it was. I don't really know. But anyway, she swung it. She swung it her way, and good for her. I think she kind of won out on that one of like, oh, this is this is like revenge porn. This is illegal what they're doing, and they're trying to smear me. Anyway,
Yeah.
she was running, against Republican businessman David Owen. She lost, but she lost by less than 1,000 votes.
See?
So it was close. We almost elected porn mom to the House of Delegates in Virginia. That would have been great.
That would have. But you know what? There's a lot of other shitty ass people that we've elected, so let's not be surprised here.
That's true. But just imagine if we had gotten her elected, the streaming numbers for their sessions would have gone through the roof. Everybody would have been tuning in.
100%.
Everybody
Oh,
would
yeah.
have
She
would have
would have
been
been
like,
making bank.
oh yeah, they would have been like, we got to watch this. She might be banging her husband in a couple of minutes. I don't know how it works.
She's signing a bill or something, and her husband's right there with her doing dirty things. Let's see.
Yeah, she's gonna sign the bill without using her hands.
Hi-oh.
You gotta pay. You gotta pay $5 for that for that members only area though to see. Susanna Gibson, she was a Democrat. She lost, but good for her. Here's what's weird. She had more than 5,770 followers on Chatterbait. Could you imagine if all of those people were in her district? She would have won.
Oh, yeah, they would have voted for her in a heartbeat.
She would have been a slam dunk all the way.
I would have voted for her.
I know you would have. You were very passionate about her. You were like, women can do porn.
And she's doing something with her. Like, there's nothing, like, even if you think it's wrong, it doesn't make it bad. That's her and her husband. She's not doing anything wrong.
Mm.
Her and her husband are doing it together. Not hiding and pretending to be straight when they're not, and doing things with, young boys and other men behind. Like, they're out there. She's out there. This is me and my husband. This is what we enjoy. Okay?
As some of our other politicians have been known to do from time to time.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. When you think about the amount of non-pornographic politicians we have, look at the job they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
We might as well let the porn people try for a little while.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse.
Yeah, nothing can get worse than what we have.
That's very true. That's very true. Well, anyway, congratulations to Susanna Gibbons on a good run. I hope she runs again. I actually think, where I think she made her mistake? Too local. I think she's got to go above the state level. I think she should go for the House of Representatives instead of the House of Delegates.
True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's got national recognition. Again, she's got all them Chatterbait people, 5,700 followers. Ain't nothing to, nothing to shake your head at. I don't think we have as many followers on Instagram.
Yeah. She's doing something right.
I don't show my butt on Instagram, but
I don't know if anyone wants that.
We did that little butt bit on the last podcast, and what did I say to you immediately after it was done? I was like, I don't know if that was that good.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if that's gonna. When that idea was conceived, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a highlight reel type of a thing. And then when it came time to cut up Monday's show, I was like, let's leave that one out.
Because you still have the mentality of like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, I do.
And you still think things are funny. You still think like a 14-year-old when it comes to funny, like what you think is funny.
Oh my God. There's a new trend where if it's women for some reason though, but it's like an older, like a 40-year-old woman, older. It's so sad to say, but
I'm 41.
I know, but she'll be like walking in the video and go to bend over, pick something up, and like her back goes out, and then she farts at the same time as she. Like I've seen 7 people do it. The little fart after the backbreaking sound just makes me chuckle like a 10-year-old.
I don't laugh at that because it's so true. I'm just like, I feel that.
I know.
I feel that.
I know. We're so old. Cuddles had this little breaking story as we were jumping on the air here. SAG after strike is set to end at midnight after negotiators for the union approved a preliminary agreement with the Big Wig Studios on Wednesday. This deal marks the end to Hollywood's longest ever actor strike, a stoppage that began in July over issues ranging from residual payments to the use of artificial intelligence. The studios had recently warned the union that the deadline was quickly approaching to try and salvage at least part of the current production season. A lot of people don't know that there is a production season for film and television mostly. They're making films all the time, but it's mostly television and streaming shows. So they had to kind of get that in. The approval by the union's committee is a key breakthrough, but the full SAG-AFTRA membership still has to approve the deal, which I believe that they will. I mean, I can't imagine them turning on their own union, although we are in crazy times.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty big deal. Fran Drescher, the nanny, comes through in the end, makes it happen for everybody. You got to be excited about that.
Gotta love her.
Yeah, she's the best. She's just up there. I like her little speeches. She's like, I didn't think this was gonna be this difficult, and she just goes on about it. But it's true though. I mean, everywhere you turn, these big, huge corporations are making a boatload of money. Their
Yeah.
CEOs are making $70 million a year. And in every industry there's the low man on the totem pole. In the acting industry, there's just 500,000 people out of work all the time, who could hit and be millionaires the next second. But until they do, it's a big, long struggle. And it's like, you got to take care of some of those people. You got to take care of the low people. And companies don't really seem to get that.
They don't, because they don't care. They just want to make their money. But listen, they have stockholders. They have to get their money too, and that's all they care about.
Mm. Yeah, it's true. That's the problem. When the CEOs started just answering straight to the shareholders because they're just trying to extend their little CEO life expectancy, that's when most of these companies and really our country took a turn for the worst. Because now they're all making short-term, decisions and, shooting themselves in the foot for the long haul. But I'll tell you what, it was a fight worth fighting just for that AI thing. And this is a fight that's going to be happening in industries all across the world with AI taking over. I mean, AI is so insanely ridiculous. Like what it's able to do. Forget even with the Chat GPT, but with the, there's AI programs out there where you just write what you want to see and they paint you a picture in 5 seconds, It's crazy. And then the other day, Cuddles, I'm on Google and I'm Googling something and they're like, would you like to try our new Google AI? And I'm like, all right. And so I was Googling a synonym for something because I was writing something and it just, so I got my Google search results, but then up at the top, I got this whole big thing about like, a great way to write it or try and do it this way and synonyms overlooked that, and I was just like, oh my God, this is like insane.
That's scary.
It really is. It really is kind of scary. And they keep updating that Chat GPT too. Used to be like it was up to 2020, like it knew the world before 2020 and nothing after. And now it's up to February of this year. It has learned everything up to February of this year.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, and here, Coco's got it right here. Agree, AI is scary. They learn all the time. That's what's nuts about it. The more you type into it and prompt it and ask it questions, it doesn't just forget the questions, it learns and becomes better. So, yeah, it's just downright crazy. And, you pass through like Google or TikTok, YouTube or TikTok, and you watch these videos. Like we talked about this a little while ago. Like Tom Hanks was like, I don't know who's out there pretending to be me, but there's somebody out there pretending to like peddle reverse mortgages or something crazy like that, whatever it was, or a dental plan or something. And it was an entire AI Tom Hanks. It looked like him. It sounded like him.
That's scary.
It is so scary. It's so scary. And they have those like singers now too. Like that's why everybody got upset over the Beatles song because they thought it was like an AI John Lennon. Like they were like the computer made up his voice, but that's not what happened. But I understand people thinking that way because I heard Freddie Mercury the other day sing fucking Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I love that song. Yeah.
So it's really scary. Like what,
That's scary.
somebody said, I don't know, maybe it was you. They were like, how are we going to tell what's real anymore? And I'm like, we're not. You're just not.
Oh
Nobody's gonna
God,
know what's real anymore.
that's horrible.
It's true though. Like you joke about like, oh, turning into the, are we in a matrix? Are we in a simulation? If we're not, we're basically putting ourselves there.
Yeah, I don't want to. Can they do it after I die?
I mean, think about it.
I don't
Our
want to deal
children
with
are going to
this.
live in it. Like we're going to like how our parents couldn't quite grasp the internet even to today.
Yes.
Like they just still can't handle Facebook and all that stuff.
Like when
That
your mom says, "I'm just gonna call Uber."
yeah, yeah, just goes on to call Uber, or when she
No
tells me
phone
about
number.
an argument she has on Facebook, and I go look, and
Oh God.
my mother showed me an argument between her and some other person. She could have written a book. It would have been shorter. Like she could have written a not like I'm
Oh.
like if you would have if you would have just put this down in a Word document instead of in the YouTube comment section or Facebook comment section, it would have been, you could have gotten a publisher and you could have made some scratch off of this.
Yeah,
But instead, you're
she's
trying to persuade, Johnny in fucking Utah. I mean, it's crazy.
yeah, I know, but one of these days she's gonna end up with like someone at her door.
Well, yeah, you joke all the time. The FBI is going to be like, yeah.
She's gonna they're gonna knock at her door that crazy. She fights with everyone. She's gonna make threats or something because of her Italian temper. Oh
Mm.
God, someone's gonna be at her fucking door.
You know what's so funny? We never really talked about this, but my mother. Do you remember when the guy went down to Orlando and shot up the gay nightclub?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember this? And so that gunman, I forget what his name was or whatever the case was, but he walked through Disney Springs or downtown Disney, whatever you want to call it,
Oh yeah.
before he went to the nightclub and shot it up. And so my mother saw this on the news, and of course she got incensed because she's like, my kids and grandchildren like to go there, so I have to make it safe. So she got on her little thing and wrote a letter
Oh
she's known to do, and she um she took Disney to task about why there's no security in Disney Springs. So that was, I mean, I don't know when that was, 6-7 years ago, whatever the case is. So, which weren't we there like 2 weeks before it happened, or a month before? It might have been
we were
during one of the surprise visits. I
there.
forget.
Either yes, we were gonna be there before, well, like right before it.
Yeah. So it was a weird thing for her, which I get. So she writes this whole big thing. Fast forward to, this past summer, we go down there and we stop by to visit them for a little bit. And my father comes to meet us at downtown Disney for the day. And now we're going through all this like advanced security. And he's like, this is,
Oh
this
God.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. That was a little crazy. Like you couldn't get out of the parking lot to go in before they search your bags. Like where are we? You can't, this is public. We're not
Mm.
on like private, like I don't get it. It's like going to a mall
It was like a
and they're
full
going through your fucking bags.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Because
mean, I
that's
know
what
it's for safety, but I'm like, people come here with kids. You're gonna go through every single goddamn bag?
That's what it was. It's basically like a glorified outdoor mall, right? I mean, it's a
Yeah,
good
it's a
comparison.
mall.
Yeah. And we're just going through security, full body scans. They're looking through Cuddle's bag. And my dad's like, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. And in my head, I'm thinking, I think your wife helped get this here. I'm not sure.
She did this, and I had the boot. Remember, I had the boot on my leg, and like I had so many
Yes.
problems with the boot because I kept setting off alarms. I had to take it off in the airport. So I was just like, God damn it! I just want to get in the elevator and go down.
And did they like scan your boot a little bit too? Like,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Everyone's like, I'm not bringing anything in a fucking walking boot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. So yeah. So now everything because your mother.
Mm-hmm. Renee's got a good point here. I think it's time we start charging the big companies for our data instead of offering it for free. It's very true.
Hmm.
When you think about the amount of information we just offer up to people, it
I
is it
know.
is kind of true. Although, it's strange. Although I'm a big privacy guy, that I don't want to give up our privacy, but at the same time, I mean, we're sitting through a lot less worse commercials than we did in the past.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You,
100%.
right? Like because everything is like customized to you on social media and everything. It's kind of nice to have like you get like a lot of fashion ads. I get like a lot of hockey ads and stuff. It's kind of nice.
Listen, do you remember how I was telling you yesterday about our daughter's Girl Scout troop and our theme for the next meeting is
Hmm.
the balloons, like the Thanksgiving Day parade, right? Yeah. Don't even ask how we get into this. Um, well, I go on my phone like 10 minutes later, and the next thing you know, like I start getting ads for making balloons and Party City and helium. And I'm like, oh my God, they're listening. But then I'm like, oh, great. I was going to have to Google this anyway.
Mm.
And like, because I had looked up, like, we were looking up, like, how to make, like, balloons and stuff and all these things. And then it just helped me. Like, oh, here's a helium tank, and here's a this, and here's a that. I'm like, oh, okay. So sometimes it can come in handy.
Do you want to tell people that story, or should we not share that story
What?
about the Thanksgiving theme?
No, we can. We can. I
So
mean,
Cuddles goes
go
to
ahead.
me. We have big, everybody can see there's studio lights in the studio up here, right? So we have like big lights, and I have a few extra of them, and like one of them is in the garage, and so Cuddles, I get this from Cuddles. I go, can we borrow that light? And in the years past, I would have been like, yeah, sure, but now I've learned to ask why. And so she goes to me, well, the Girl Scouts have decided to throw our own Thanksgiving Day parade. And I'm like, okay. Now, why was this? Because our school banned balloons?
Yes, because out of an abundance of caution, they are doing a project in school to create balloons like the Thanksgiving Day parade, but they're not using balloons because of latex. So, I'm like, who the fuck is allergic to latex? But I guess it's a thing. So they have to use like egg cartons. They're going, grassroots. They're gonna make shit out of like pipe cleaners, which I have to start with your son at home. Um, so that gave us the idea, but we can use latex at the Girl Scouts because none of our girls have any allergies, and like fuck them if they do.
So she goes,
So
we're going to have our own Thanksgiving Day parade, and we're going to have the kids make um,
a
their
float,
own floats,
like float balloon, yeah.
balloons with little balloons. And I'm right away thinking like this, there's no way that's ever going to look any near close to good. Like I've seen what these little girls can draw, and there's no way they can construct a hot air balloon. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
A Thanksgiving flow. It's crazy. And then Cuddles goes, "We need the light," and I go, "Why?" Because where they have the meetings right now is like in the school cafeteria, and so the brilliant leadership that we have in the Girl Scout troop here decide that we have to light outside of the cafeteria so that all the parents can see the parade. And
That was my idea.
the first thing I'm thinking is, why don't we just have the parade inside the cafeteria where
No.
it's well lit and also, might I add, warm, heated,
No.
So
No,
that
that
was
doesn't work.
and then you go, because the parents have to be there to cheer on the kids in the parade and then take the kids home, which none of that argument seemed like anything that couldn't happen indoors.
No. No,
Because
it
this is the
can't work.
problem. You and your friend, I know what's happening in your minds. You're picturing these 40-foot taped balloons that
I'm
these
not
girls
picturing no, I'm not.
that these girls are going to create, and it's literally going to be 6 balloons poorly scotch taped to each other. That, let's be
So
honest,
what?
no matter how hard they try and make Woodstock or Snoopy, it's going to look like coronavirus. No matter what it is, it's going to look like that virus illustration.
Hey, listen, we're not using double-sided taped. Okay, motherfucker. We're getting these special circles that are sticky on both sides, and we've already tried it, and the balloons stuck together. Okay, so we're one step closer, and we have a lot of those little sticks. What do you call them?
Oh, that was the other thing. Somebody wanted to use popsicle sticks. I'm like, the thing is, it's this. They're gonna be holding little popsicle sticks with balloons. People are gonna think they've lost their minds.
So we're like, well, we have to get it so that how are we gonna get it to have the balloons stay up? And I'm not understanding this. And they're like, well, we can use like all these popsicle sticks, and then maybe we can use pipe cleaners. And I'm like, what do you mean? The balloons are gonna float? Like, I'm just thinking a balloon, not knowing that they want us to fucking blow these balloons up with our nuts. I'm like, oh, we have to get helium. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. There's no way in fucking hell I'm gonna be blowing up. So I'm gonna be dead on the floor. I do not have the lung capacity for this.
In this grand scheme of an idea, nobody thought, oh, balloons need helium to go up.
Well, no. We thought we'd be able to keep it up with like, I'm just like
Viagra.
Popsicle sticks. Like we would make like longer, like we'd glue some popsicle sticks there. But you have to remember this. We are 3 adults to 16 little girls that we can't get them to sit down, that they have more energy. One of them has more energy than the 3 adults put together. So we're like 16 of them. And I'm like, I think I'm like, this is a lot. But then I don't want anything to do with like the making of the floats. I am not artistic. I'm all about how are we going to get them out? Like I said to the other co-leader, I'm like, she always brings like her like radio thing, like her portable. I'm like, we can play marching band music on that. So, the people think they're marching band, and they have like a banner that they used in another parade. They just did a Veterans Day parade. So we have like this official, like 5-foot banner that says, the Girl Scouts and everything. So we'll have like the older girls, because some of them have sisters that come to the meetings. They're going to hold the banner and they'll walk out. And then our girls will walk out and we'll have like the band music. And I might have today gone to the security guard, Al, and been like, can I borrow your cones to put along to make like a... And he looked at me, and the cones have like they have like rope, but it's like chain. And I'm like, can you put them at the back of the school? And he's like, what are you doing? And I told him, and he's like, okay. And I was like, we need to make like a road that the girls are going to walk down, and the parents are. He's like, and this is for Girl Scouts? I was like, yeah. And he's looking at me and he's like, okay, no problem. And he's like, but it's only for Girl Scouts. I'm like, it's for Girl Scouts. What do you want? It's like, go big or go home.
It's bad when the grammar school parking lot security ranger is looking down on your idea like it's silly. That's when you know.
Oh, shut up, Al.
Times have gotten rough.
No, I'm trying to make it fun. Okay.
This to me is like you just played, and everybody kind of knows that viral video where you hear the beginning of Earth, Wind, and Fire September, and it's like the big trumpets and everything, and it's so nice. And then it goes to that like that that poorly played version. I feel like that's what we're heading towards.
I don't care. They are 6 years old. They're just going to be making, sticking, gluing, paint. I don't care. Permanent marker. We're going to put feathers on them. Whatever. I do not care. At 6 o'clock, these parents are going to come, line up, and then take their kids home. Okay?
Oh my goodness. It is going to be a scene. It is going to be a scene.
Listen, I don't do anything half-ass. We're going to do this. We're going to do it right. We're going to do a parade. We're doing a parade. And if I could get those things that shoot, those confetti things, I might get a confetti thing. If I could think I could get away with it.
See,
without the school yelling at me.
This is what happens: is one bad idea, and now next thing I know, I'm going to be $400 in the hole on this whole
I don't
thing.
think any of these ideas are bad. I do have to make sure that we can bring helium into the school. It is
uh,
after hours, so there will be no children other than ours there.
Bird said a lot of people are actually allergic to latex. I get a lot of patients every day that have been that have a special sign in their chart saying don't use latex. Yeah, because those gloves are latex that doctors and nurses use, right?
Yeah, I
Those are
don't think
latex
any of our
gloves.
girls, because we have to ask if they have any special allergies.
It's so funny that you said that. That reminded me of I might have told this story before, but when I was at CBS FM in the city, the radio station, and we decided to do the Thanksgiving Day parade one year, we were just going to hand out balloons, which was our like big idea. So we rented a hotel near the parade route and decided to blow up 1,000 balloons the night before the parade. That when I got back to the hotel room at 4 o'clock in the morning, all of them were on the floor.
Oh God.
None of
What
them stayed up
happened?
because we were because they don't. Those balloons really don't hold that well. And plus,
Yeah.
it was like you put the little plastic thing on the end that had a string to it. That was the thing that
Yeah.
sealed it, so we didn't have to tie it. And that was just slowly leaking out helium. So God bless the two people that actually slept in that room. They were high as fuck the whole next
Oh
morning.
God.
But anyway, I bring it up because we rent this hotel room on Thanksgiving Eve, and we decide that we're going to have a shipment of a helium tank delivered to the hotel.
Oh God. Are you allowed to do those things?
No,
Oh God.
and Cuddles, when I tell you, it wasn't like the little tiny one that you could buy at like Party City. This was a commercial size industrial strength. You've seen them on the you've seen those trucks with the big metal canisters, the helium tanks,
Yes.
where there's like one of those pulled up in front of the hotel and dropped this fucking tank.
Oh God.
It's the
That's
stupid.
crazy.
And we're literally, because we couldn't get it into the elevator, so we rushed it past the front desk and went to the stairs. And the two guys were carrying it, and I was following behind them because I had to sign for it and all that stuff. And the guy behind the front desk comes up to me and goes, "I didn't just see your friends carrying a helium tank, did I?" And I go, "No, of course not."
No, no, no. I actually thought, I'm like, wait, what if the school doesn't want us to bring helium? And there I am Googling what can I use other than helium to blow up a balloon for it to stay. And everything's like hot air. I'm like, okay, I'm not bringing a hair dryer and putting hot air. I'm like, I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. So I'm just going to leave the logistics to my other co-leader, and that's it.
Well, Coco's got a good idea. What about paper mache instead of this terrible, stupid balloon idea? Why not let them just make
I
stuff out
mean,
of paper
I
mache?
can. Yeah, like our son has to come up with an idea of what he wants to make, and then I have to send him in the stuff. Like the school has like construction paper and like pipe cleaners and like other stuff for him to do. But like if I he wants to do something, I have to send in stuff for him, like a egg carton.
Which makes me want to put my head through the wall because we spent $1,200 on school supplies at the beginning of the year because we need 17
Yeah,
packs of markers and 37,000 crayons and 14
yeah.
packages of construction paper. And now all of a sudden we need some new shit. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where the money goes. But she's like, the Steam is it's no Steam, there's Steam. The Steam teacher's like, if you just want to start it beforehand and then just bring it into school on the day you go to Steam. And I'm like, what day do you go to Steam? He's like, well, after this weekend. And I'm like, what day of the week, please? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I have to message your teacher now to figure out what day you go to Steam. So I know to send you with this crap.
we should just see if we could buy a mini parade float. And
I'm just yeah, well, let me tell you, this weekend you are definitely gonna have you're the more art one. You can do more. You
mm,
go right ahead. It's gonna be you and him doing an art project together.
I don't know. I am the artistic one, but I am also the angry one who likes to flip tables over. So, we got to be careful. Fine line to toe right there.
Mm. You like a pansy when it comes to your kids.
Meanwhile, my daughter showed me a picture that she drew for one of the boys in her class. That it says
Which boy?
Love James on it.
Oh, well, they sit next to each other. I saw them. Yeah, and they were in STEAM class sitting next to each other.
I hope
They are
everybody
besties.
enjoys the podcast now because I'm not going to make it into we haven't even gotten out of kindergarten. Which grade is she in? First grade? Is she
She's
in
in
first grade?
first grade.
We're not gonna get out of first grade. I used to think I'd be checking out around 7th grade for her, maybe high school if a miracle happens. Now I don't know if I'm gonna see 3rd grade for her. I can't fucking take it. I just can't take it. That's all I got, Cuddles. I'm dreaming of this turkey suit. Did you like the turkey, the Thanksgiving
No,
sushi?
I don't like it. I know I don't like it.
This guy roasts chicken. It's not turkey, it's chicken. And he slowly peels the skin off and lays all the skin flat. Then he puts stuffing down. Then he puts mashed potatoes. Then he puts a little sliver of cut cranberry, like he just sliced it right out of the can. And then he puts some of the chicken. He lays the chicken out, rolls it all up, uses the skin, and then he makes this tube like they make for sushi. He slices it, and it's like a little Thanksgiving sushi roll. Looks amazing.
That skin looked disgusting. It needed to be crispier. It did not look good. I'm not making that. Don't get any ideas.
It looked crispy on the roll, but you're right. When he was peeling it off, it looked kind of soggy and oily and gross.
Yeah, it did not look good. I would not make that.
Robin, sounds like we're going to need some AOA stickers to slap on all the new shop facts. Funny you should mention that, Robin. We got a whole bunch of new AOA stickers in a while ago and misplaced them in our own home. But luckily, they've been located, and we're going to start sending them out. So that'll be nice. We'll put some stuff in the member area. It'll be a members only giveaway. But we'll get I don't know, 5 or 10. I don't even know how many, 20, 30, whatever it is. We'll get everybody to post or like a thing and whatever, and we'll figure out how to get addresses, and we'll send out some fun stuff just before the holidays. So that'll be nice.
They're nice. I like them.
Yeah, they are very nice. A smarter person would have picked one up and brought it to the studio up here, but I didn't do that. So they're still downstairs.
Yeah.
But they're a nice little exclusive design. You know what? I think we'll not even show it on the main channel. We'll just keep it all for the members only. So, we'll put that together and we'll start to send those out, which will be good for the holidays. We'll stick around.
I know.
I made a big decision. What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to tell you that you know how our daughter went back to school today after being homesick for a week?
Yes.
Everyone missed her. Everyone was talking, and everyone was telling her business and telling everyone that she was in the hospital, and everyone was so afraid, and her little friend James was very upset. Yeah. That's what I got today when I went into the school today, that everyone missed her and everyone was very upset.
Onion, I just want the sync thingy for Christmas. Please don't bring that up. That was another thing that cost us $125 just to ship that around the planet a couple times.
Oh my God, I'll never forget that.
But when it came back, I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like, what? I'm like, I just sent this. What what is going on?
Coco's got a couple hours left with the Britney book. I'm excited, waiting for a full book report on that.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I want to know what that Britney said. I hear it's good. People say it's really, really good.
Oh, do you know what I heard? That what's his name? Who's the English actor? He's getting divorced.
Steve Martin.
No, not Steve. No, shut up. The one that was in Les Mis. Is it? No, it's not Hugh Grant. Who's the
No
one that's?
idea.
Oh,
Do I look like I saw Les
I.
Mis the movie?
Oh, right.
I spent my
He's
entire life ignoring that Broadway show. Now I'm gonna go watch the movie.
X-Men. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's getting divorced.
No, we knew that.
Yes, I know we knew that. It's coming out that she's getting $100 million as long as she signs an NDA. She's got to sign the NDA. I want to know why they want her to sign an NDA.
Because I think he killed somebody.
No.
Oh.
What? No. Do you really think that?
Maybe.
There are a lot of rumors. There's a lot of, what do they call those things? That blind items.
Yes.
There's a lot of them about him, and they're going crazy now.
Right, that he's gay, right? He just
Yeah, and other things.
Yeah, I mean, because he's far too good of a dancer and an actor and a dresser.
Yeah, but like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, again,
We
like
love
with
you.
Will. I know, who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Really? But to give $100 million, as long as she signs the NDA, that's some sus. That's sus.
He's got that Wolverine. I didn't realize that. He's probably got a ton of money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and he does Broadway. He does a lot.
I was gonna say he was on Broadway or he was on stage somewhere doing something, and he made a joke about being gay.
Yeah,
And
there's
like
like tons of them.
The punchline was like, "Oh, I'm a, I'm," and everybody was gonna say gay, and he said, "Oh, I'm Australian." So
that's where he's from. He's Australian. That's right.
Yeah. Live right next door to Aussie Annie, from what I understand. Very close.
Oh yeah, maybe she hears something in the news there.
No, he lives here. He doesn't. He got off that island.
Yeah, but well, they have a lot of fucking spiders and shit. I don't play around. I'm not going to Australia. I'm never going there.
Volkswagen sized spiders.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Beautiful. It looks so nice. I'm okay. I'm okay.
So you're not gonna go to visit Aussie Annie? That'd be nice.
No, I'll fly her here. Come to New York.
Aussie Annie, I have a serious question for you. When I go to visit Australia on my own, can you help me save a couple bucks and let me stay with you? That'd be great. Just let me. I'm very, very quiet. Outside of 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you won't even know I'm there.
Yeah.
That's true. Robin makes a good point. AC/DC, Australia did give us AC/DC. I don't know if he's gay though. I don't even know if anybody gives a shit at this point anymore. You know.
I don't.
But I am surprised.
I want to know.
I am surprised when rich people who are living out their dreams acting can't keep a marriage together. I'm very surprised that even happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard being married.
Aussie Annie says, of course, Aunt. So that's awesome.
Aww.
And then Onion proposed wife swap show in the making. Send Cuddles to Australia in exchange for Annie.
Wait, is Aussie Annie married? Like, how will we?
I don't know. That doesn't sound like wife swapping though. That sounds like, what's that movie you like?
Oh, The Holiday.
The Holiday.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Well, I don't know about in Australia. I don't know. Where does she live in Australia? Are there kangaroo? And how far is she from water? I have a lot of questions.
If we're following the logic of The Holiday, she's from a quaint little farmhouse in the middle of the prairie.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm just saying. What was that movie? Oh, Arrival. Remember when
so good.
She told a story about the meaning of kangaroo?
Yeah.
And
lied.
Okay, listen to this. This is what we're going to end the show on. I heard this today. I don't even know if it's true, but it's one of those things that I just love so much. I'm going to perpetuate it on the internet like it's 1,000,000% true. The New York area was settled first by the Dutch, right? And they called it New Amsterdam. Along came the British colonies, French and everybody else who came and settled in here and in these areas afterwards, right? So the Dutch originally lived down in the lowest part of Manhattan, and when everybody else came to settle, they basically just, were higher and higher up on the island. People didn't like each other back in the day, right? Didn't matter what you were, if you were from another part of the country or another country, they just automatically hated you, right? So all the British people who came in and settled in the area didn't really love the Dutch. And the story at the time is that all the men who lived here, or all the Dutch men, only had really two names, Jan and Keys. And that is the derivative of Yankees, because they said that they would just walk around and be like, there are those damn Yankees. They wanted to come up with like a slur for them. And since everybody was named Jan and Key, they just called them Yankees, and Yankees turned into Yankees. And then George Steinbrenner won a bunch of World Series. That's basically the iteration of that story.
Seriously? No.
That is what I heard on the internet, and the internet would never lie to us.
Babe, you can't always believe what's on the internet, right?
That's not true. I read a quote once that said, you can trust anything you read on the internet. And that was by one Abraham Lincoln. And he was the greatest president ever.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think that's the reason why they're called the Yankees.
Unless you could find a more interesting story, that's the story we're going with.
All right.
All right, Cuddles. Appreciate you being here, as always.
Oh, thank you. I like being here. Hello, everyone. Happy birthday, Aussie Annie.
Happy birthday, Aussie Annie.
And many, many more.
Yes, lots more. Everybody else in the live chat, appreciate you being here. Everybody else on the replay crew, love having you as well. We got lots coming up, Cuddles. We've got a Brittany book review from Coco.
Ooh.
We've got a Pete Davidson comedy show review from J-Sabs.
I could do without that, but go ahead.
I don't want to spoil things, but I've already gotten some intel back, and supposedly the night was a little rough. Something was very annoying at that event. So we'll get all those details and more coming up on the next episode. Until then, try not to go too crazy. We will see you guys on Friday.
Bye.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.